the movements that you're making in the form are way exaggerated. The steps are exaggerated, the turns are exaggerated, the waist moves are exaggerated, everything's completely exaggerated. When it actually occurs, it looks, what happens is the waves are much smaller, the impulse is much faster, and the separation of substantial and insubstantial is much greater. So instead of seeing, something like this, where you're seeing this long connection between the waist and the foot, it pulls it back, it draws this, it's this long, drawn-out thing. It's more like where if you watched it, even if you saw it on film, you sort of wouldn't connect this little flicker with the kick. But that's what causes it. You don't stand here and kick with your leg. You kick with the standing leg by making the whole body the axis of the kick. So that's where the power comes from. The kick, the standing leg is almost passive. By that I mean, you're just putting enough control in it to keep it from doing this. Because you're actually causing it by turning the waves. So if you let it be completely free, it would swing back and forth. And in fact, you might do that on purpose. So it's not that that's wrong. It's just that that's not what the kick is. In the kick, you're transferring this force, but controlling the shape. So controlling the shape won't interfere with the wave, but adding power to it will. Okay? So this disease is, no matter how well you do this part, if you, you like reach out, it ruins everything. It ruins the gene, it ruins the power. So what you're rehearsing when you do the form is elaborate internal changes for very slight external movement. Okay, so what you have in most art styles is big external movement with very little internal change. So this is why it does two things. It doesn't circulate chi as much, as well as sort of turning it into fire chi, but also it never cultivates Chansu Jing. So what you want is the power of a sort of circular force combined with the looseness that's implied by King Jing. And yet, so the problem is, if you let your spine be completely loose, it dissipates the force in all kinds of ways. You can't direct the force. The way you direct it from the legs into the upper body is by keeping the spine straight. That makes it very easy to control, to bring it out here, wherever you want to bring it out. But if you're just sort of spazzing out in the sense of that's what this force would do if you just let your spine go. So this is why the whole trick in the form is to control the spine and then make the legs do everything. But while you're doing them, you're consciously making stuff like this.